In a major boost to India's deep tech and semiconductor ambitions, Bengaluru-based Maieutic Semiconductor has raised $4.15 million in seed funding to transform how analog chips are designed. Co-led by India partners and Xfinity Venture Partners, the round backs Maieutic's bold mission to bring generative AI into the heart of chip development, cutting-edge design cycles from weeks to days, and with a founding team behind products that have sold over 1 billion units globally, Maieutic is betting big on making India a key player in the trillion-dollar semiconductor space. Joining us now to discuss this further is Girish Rajendran, the co-founder and CEO of Maieutic Semiconductor. Girish, thank you so much for taking time out and being here with us on Startup Street. You know, Maieutic is solving a complex, highly specialized challenge in analog chip design, right? For those who are unfamiliar with what this means, can you sort of like explain to us what exactly do you do and why is it such a game changer for the semiconductor industry?
Yeah, thank you, Anthony. Let me start by explaining the semiconductor industry. So as on date, the industry itself is around $600 billion. And this is expected to grow to around $1 trillion plus by 2030. There are three key segments. One is the manufacturing, the fabrication. Then there are design houses, the chip design. And then there is another aspect, which is a software offering that is used to do the design, right, as well as aid the manufacturing. So what the sector that we play in is the last one, the software field. The product that we are developing is a co-pilot that is going to accelerate the chip design process.
Absolutely. You know, you've just raised this $4.15 million in seed funding, right? What will this capital be used for, and how soon can we expect a Gen AI co-pilot to go live in the market?
Yeah. So the capital that we raised from India and Xfinity partners, this will help us to accelerate our hiring and typically go out with our solution. And our plan and the target is to hit the market by early next year.
Sure. Okay, so early next year is when you're looking at that. But now the analog chip design has largely remained manual and resistant to automation, right? So what makes now the right time to introduce Gen AI into this workflow?
Yeah, one key aspect is the new advancements in Gen AI that has enabled techniques by which you will be able to aid the designers by building a co-pilot without making them learn new programming languages, right? And making it extremely user-friendly. That is one aspect. Second is it can also help compress the data in a good way by which they can easily access what they need. So there are two aspects. Yeah, user-friendliness wouldn't have been possible a few years ago, but yeah, now with this advancement in AI, it has become possible.
Sure, I know you're also targeting specifically the analog IC market first, right? What are the specific use cases or sectors like, you know, automotive or telecom where you see the earliest adoption?
Yeah. So our plan is to start with the communication segment, the communication devices. That would be our first vertical that we are going to target. And of course, as the platform stabilize, we will be expanding it to the other domains like automotive and so on.
All right. And, you know, your core team has built and shipped products that have sold over 1 billion units globally, right? So how does that depth of experience sort of shape your approach to building this new platform?
Yeah, of course, myself as well as the co-founder said, we have been in this semiconductor industry for more than 2 decades. And what that helps is we do know what are the key pain points, right, in a design cycle. Due to the chip development, the design, the ramp to production, we understand what are the key pain points. And it is what is it that is critical to solve today to accelerate this.
Sure. And, you know, India has been pushing hard on semiconductor self-reliance. Where do you think Maieutic fits into this larger national vision? And are there any partnerships with government or public sector entities in the pipeline?
Of course, the schemes by government, be it the direct schemes like DLI as well as the indirect schemes like the fund of funds, those are all very helpful for the startups. Of course, we also expect in future to be part of some of these. And
Sure.
in general, there is
Continue.
a good momentum in terms of the semiconductor, the visibility that that this industry is able to garner today.
All right, and you're building something that could massively reduce design cycles and lower the barrier to entry for analog chip design, right? Could this sort of open up the space for newer, smaller players globally?
So if we are talking about the customers of our products, smaller companies that can come up and challenge, use our product and accelerate their product cycles, yeah, of course, that is one possibility. If your question is more related to competition, of course, there also we expect enable companies, startups to come up in future in similar field.
Sure. And what about revenues? Can you take us through what you're clocking and where do you hope to end this year?
So as I mentioned earlier, we expect the first product launch to happen early next year. So that would be a good time to discuss more about the revenue plans.
All right, Girish, thank you so much for taking time out and being here with us on Startup Street. We wish you all the best on this journey going forward.
Thank you for having me.
On